Uncover the secrets behind the sailing stones of Death Valley, which move across the dry lake bed, leaving trails behind them, and learn about the specific conditions required for this phenomenon to occur, including strong winds and ice formation. Death Valley's sailing stones move across dry lake beds, leaving trails, puzzling scientists for decades. The stones, also called sliding rocks, weigh up to 700 pounds, yet move mysteriously. Strong winds over 60 miles per hour are required to move the stones, but that's not the only factor. Ice formation on the lake bed surface is crucial, as it reduces friction, allowing stones to slide. When ice melts, it creates a slippery surface, enabling stones to move up to 200 feet. Investigate Russia's border disputes with Ukraine, Georgia, and other neighbors, including the annexation of Crimea and the ongoing Donbass conflict. Russia shares borders with 14 countries, making it vulnerable to territorial disputes. The annexation of Crimea in 2014 marked the first forcible takeover of a European territory since World War II. Georgia's 2008 war with Russia led to the recognition of South Ossetia and Abkhazia as independent states by Moscow. The ongoing Donbass conflict in eastern Ukraine has claimed over 13,000 lives since 2014. Russia's border disputes are often fueled by its desire to protect ethnic Russian populations in neighboring countries. The 1997 Friendship Treaty between Russia and Ukraine established the current border, but tensions remained high. Explore the fascinating story of the Sultanate of Zanzibar, which lasted only 1 year and 38 days in 1896, making it one of the shortest-lived nations in history. The Sultanate of Zanzibar was a short-lived nation that existed from the 25th of August 1896 to the 2nd of September 1896. Zanzibar was a strategic archipelago located off the coast of Tanzania, controlling the Indian Ocean trade routes. The British Empire was concerned about German expansion in East Africa and sought to annex Zanzibar to secure its interests. Sultan Hamad bin Thuwaini was forced to abdicate after just 38 days, and the British installed a new ruler, Khalid bin Bargash. The Anglo-Zanzibar War, also known as the shortest war in history, lasted only 38 minutes, making it the briefest conflict ever recorded. Explore the complex emotional associations of brown, from feelings of comfort and reliability to boredom and lack of excitement, and why it's more than just an earthy color. Brown is the least favorite color among 45% of people in a YouGov survey, yet it's also a comfort color. Brown is associated with feelings of reliability, stability, and warmth, evoking a sense of coziness and comfort. The color brown is closely tied to nature, with 70% of people linking it to earth, soil, and wood. In branding, brown is often used to convey a sense of ruggedness, authenticity, and approachability. Think UPS and Hershey's. However, brown can also evoke feelings of boredom, dullness, and lack of excitement, especially in design and art. Did you know that dreaming about snakes can symbolize fear of change? Like in the case of a viral Twitter thread where users shared their snake dream interpretations? Dreams about snakes are often linked to fear of change or transformation in waking life. In ancient cultures, snakes symbolized rebirth and renewal, contradicting modern interpretations. Dreaming about being chased can indicate feelings of anxiety or being overwhelmed in reality. Falling in dreams may signify a sense of loss of control or free-falling in life. Research suggests that 95% of dreams are forgotten within the first 10 minutes of waking. Dream analysis can be highly personal, with symbols varying greatly in meaning from person to person. Step into a modern mail processing facility and see how machines and humans work together to sort and deliver millions of pieces of mail daily. The United States Postal Service processes over 180 billion pieces of mail every year. Modern mail processing facilities use optical character readers to scan addresses at 36,000 pieces per hour. Machines can sort mail by zip code, but humans are still needed to read handwritten addresses. The USPS uses over 240,000 miles of conveyor belts to transport mail within its facilities. Mail processing facilities operate 24/7, with peak hours seeing over 1 million pieces processed per hour. The USPS uses advanced tracking technology to ensure 92% of mail is delivered within 3 days of processing. From Anderson Silva's failed drug test to TJ Dillashaw's EPO scandal, we dive into the most notorious cheats in UFC history. The UFC's first drug testing program was introduced in 2015, aiming to curb performance-enhancing drug use. Anderson Silva, a UFC legend, was suspended for 1 year in 2015 after testing positive for anabolic steroids. TJ Dillashaw, a former bantamweight champion, was banned for 2 years in 2019 for using recombinant human erythropoietin, EPO. EPO, a banned substance, increases red blood cell production, giving athletes an unfair endurance advantage. In 2019, the UFC partnered with the United States Anti-Doping Agency, USADA, to strengthen its anti-doping program. Since 2015, over 50 UFC fighters have been suspended or fined for violating the promotion's. Learn about Pepsi's partnerships with popular gaming platforms like the NFL, NBA 2K League, and Activision Blizzard's Overwatch League. Pepsi partners with top gaming platforms to reach a massive 2.5 billion gamers worldwide. The company sponsors the NFL's esports initiative, the Madden NFL Club Championship Series. Pepsi is an official sponsor of the NBA 2K League, supporting competitive gaming tournaments. The brand also partners with Activision Blizzard's Overwatch League, fueling gamers' competitive spirit. Through these partnerships, Pepsi targets 1-8-3-4-year-olds, a key demographic in the gaming community. By investing in gaming, Pepsi aims to stay relevant with younger audiences and drive brand engagement. Witness the most powerful explosion in the universe, releasing 100 billion times more energy than the sun, and learn how it affects the cosmos. A supernova is an incredibly rare event, occurring only once every 100 years in a typical galaxy. When a star runs out of fuel, it collapses under its own gravity, triggering a massive explosion. Supernovae are so powerful that they can briefly outshine an entire galaxy, releasing 100 billion times more energy than the sun. The explosion expels heavy elements, like iron and nickel, into space, which are essential for forming new stars and planets. Supernovae also play a crucial role in distributing these elements throughout the galaxy, enriching the interstellar medium. Watch the shocking own goal scored by Tottenham's Christian Romero in a 2-2 draw against Brentford in the Premier League, and how it changed the game's momentum. Tottenham's Christian Romero scored a shocking own goal in a Premier League match against Brentford. The own goal was scored in the 46th minute, just 1 minute into the second half. At the time, Tottenham was leading 1-0, but the own goal leveled the score to 1-1. Brentford took advantage of the momentum shift, scoring another goal just 6 minutes later. Tottenham managed to equalize again, but the match ultimately ended in a 2-2 draw. The own goal was Romero's first in the Premier League, and a costly mistake for Tottenham.